Chapter 42, The Black Parade. Author's note, OMG, the new book is coming out really soon. I can't wait. I think that Snap will be really the same person as Volximort, because they are both half-blood. So that will kill Dumbledore, and he hated Harry. H-A-I-R-Y. And then Harry, H-A-I-R-Y again, will have to commit. So Voldemort will die because he will really be a Horcrux. OMG, I hope, god damn it. Draco and Harry get together, that will be so schmexy, won't it? If they don't, then JKR is hamophobic.
Which is exactly why she made Dumbledore gay. Because she is hamophobic.
Well, actually, I would argue that she is, because she used it as a complete bullshit move in an attempt to be relevant.
I really have no idea. I cannot really give an opinion on that past what I know, because I haven't read the books.
Well, basically, it never came up in the books in any significant way. And after the books were over, and of course she had killed off the character, she decided, oh, well, in retrospect, I'll just make this character gay to stir up a controversy, which worked for about 5 minutes, because she was scared of dropping out of the public eye after her big hit series was over. That was basically all it was. It was very exploitative, very insulting, and it pretty much cheapened, in my eyes, it cheapened her as an author, which I didn't actually think she could get any lower in my esteem, and then she did that. But it was like, no, you didn't even like write this into the story. You just said it after the story. It had nothing to do with the story, and it didn't even, like, it wasn't even a character whose sexual orientation had anything to do with the story, because she just basically conveniently paired up characters in neat little heterosexual pairs at the end of the story, and then had them crap out kids that they disturbingly named after dead people, who mostly were killed off for no discernible reason in the last minute. So basically it was an extreme dick move on her part, and just very, very tasteless. So, but I don't know, maybe she is actually scared of ham.
I'd like some ham.
You're not hamophobic.
No, I'm hamphilic.
Thanks for the help with Fax Medusa. Medusa? Where did Medusa come from?
It popped into existence because we needed someone to fangs.
Fangs. You look, what was it? You look fucking kawaii, bitch.
Fangs.
I sat depressedly in Dumbledore's office with Hedwig, Satan, James, Sirius, Snap, and Lucian, whose name she has still not once gotten right, I don't think. Dumbledore was sitting in front of us cruelly. He was sitting cruelly.
Mm-hmm.
Was he sitting on a spiked pole? He looked more young than he did in the future, which makes sense. He had taken the iPod away and was now listening to a shitty Avril Lavigne song.
How could he have put one on there? You said this was the 80s. The technology we have now didn't exist back then.
What the hell is this anyway? He cackled meanly.
Then how can you listen to music on it if you don't know what it is?
I hoped you didn't find out that I was from another time.
What would it matter if he did? Well, then again, this isn't Dumbledore, that is in character.
That's so true. Whatever you do, don't blame Ebony, you jerk. Satan said.
'Cause that's what you say to the headmaster.
Yeah, seriously, she was trying to get Satan and Hedwig back together, Sirius said.
Which is fine, but that's not how you do it in the middle of the Great Hall.
Be quiet, you Satanists. Dumbledore cackled. That's the best line in the whole thing. I'm sorry. I don't care. Be quiet, you Satanist. That pretty much sums up my entire philosophy towards this, my entire feeling towards this particular story is shut up, Satanists. If we're lucky, I'll probably send you all to Akazaban. That will teach you to copulate in the Great Hall. He changed the song on the iPod to an in-sync song. Suddenly, I noticed...
He didn't exist then.
Yeah.
How could he do that if he doesn't know what it is?
He's very clever, apparently. Suddenly, I noticed something strong about the iPod. It was slowly chonging. What? Dumbledore didn't notice you. You fucking poser, I muttered. I bet you've never heard of GC, James said.
Of course not. It's the 80s.
No, I knew what the iPod was chonging into Morty McFly's Tim machine.
'Cause that's how iPods work.
Shut up, Homers, Draco's dad shouted. Yeah, shut up, Snake said preppily. Why would he say anything preppily?
Because he's a poser.
No, you shut up, Dumbledore, said Tom.
He
didn't even say anything!
And why are we referring to Satan as Tom now?
I've had enough of you Satanists in my school. I'm getting sick and tired of these motherfucking Satanists in my motherfucking Hogwarts.
Well, good. If he gets rid of them, maybe everything will go back to normal. We'll actually have the story like it should be.
I don't even want that.
Again, I can't say anything because I haven't read anything but like one book, and then I only like skipped through it. So
I think it's potato. It's 6 one and half dozen the other. Shouted Dumbledore furiously, which, yeah. Suddenly, I grabbed the iPod from them. Everyone, jump in before it's too late. I jumped into it. How did you fucking jump in an iPod? But only one odder person jumped in. Well, it would take a lot to be odder than you are. Mm-hmm. It was Satan. You dunderheads! Screamed Dumbledore wisely as we went. I looked around. I was in the Slytherin conmen room with Satan. I was wearing a black plaid miniskirt with hot pink fishnets. Where did you get these clothes? A sexy black MCR corset, which I didn't know they had tie-in corsets. And black stiletto boots, and thank God they weren't Stilton boots this time. With pink pentagrams on them.
I thought you didn't like pink.
Yes, but she has a coffin that's trimmed in it, so maybe
hot pink, and then Hagrid brought her pink roses, which she bitched at him about because she didn't like pink.
My earrings were Blake Satanist sins, and my raven hair was all around me to my mid-back.
Mid-black.
Oh, my mid-black. Yes. Hey, cool, where is this? He asked in Indian.
You guys are Slytherin. You should know what the Slytherin common room looks like.
The conmen room. This is the future. It's a castle. They've changed it that Dumbledore's iPod that he tried to take away from me was really
then it's not his iPod, it's yours. And you didn't even know you had it, so it's not your iPod.
And it had in-sync on it, so was really also a Tim machine, I told him. Cool, what's an eye patch, he whimpered. Why was he whimpering?
I don't know.
It's something you use to listen to music, I yacked. Yeah, you did yak. You're yakking all the damn time in this damn story.
Yuck. Yuck. I don't know what yaks sound like.
OMFG, cool. Wait, what's a 4-letter word for dirt? He asked in his sexar voice. Oh my guess. Sand. I was just checking to make sure you were still the same person. What does that have to do with anything?
Troll.
They had never established that they had this question between them. Like, what does it even matter? Anybody could say that, although it's stupid. He triumphantly giggled. Suddenly, some of my friends walked in. OMG, you're fucking alive, said Ginny. Ginny?
Yes.
Who was Ginny? What was her
Ron's
stupid
sister.
name? Yeah, I know who Ginny was. What was her stupid name in the story, though?
Darkness, I think.
Was it? She hasn't been around for like 30-something chapters. Oh, well, anyway. Wearing a black leather jacket. Oh, dear. Black baggy pants and a gothic black from first to last shirt. I explained to her why I was alive. She was very disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
Konnichiwa, bitch, said Willow. Yes. She was wearing a black corset showing off her boobs. So she just flopped them out there?
Mm-hmm.
With lace all around it and red stripes on it. With it she was wearing a black leather miniskirt, big black boots, white foundation, so she's a clown, black eyeliner, red eyeshadow, and black lipstick. Hey, motherfucker, said Diablo with his red hair, which, of course he has red hair, because he's fucking redhead. He was wearing a black P?ATD shirt, T-shit, T-shit, and black baggy pants. Hey, who's that? Ebony Bloody Mary questioned as she walked in wearing a black T-shirt with a red pentarolm on it, with lace at the bottom, red leather pants with black lace, and black stilettos. Oh, it's Satan, I told her, and she nodded, knowing the truth. Suddenly Satan started to cry. Proof that this story is bad enough to make even the Lord of Darkness cry.
Mm-hmm.
Are you okay, Satan? We asked concernedly. OMFG, from the future one. What if you don't like him anymore 'cause we're from different times, he asked. No, I still like you, I said sexily to him.
No,
Okay.
I still like you.
That's kind of terrifying.
Shall I do it some more? I'm so sorry.
Okay, he said reservedly. I let him listen to Teenagers by MCR on my iPod. Was this your iPod or was this the Tim machine?
Both?
Well, I was about to go outside to find out some things. So if it was her iPod that was also the Tim machine, then where did all those songs she hated come from? Does she actually secretly like them? If not, why does she put them on her iPod?
I don't know. The story's just stupid.
It is that. I gave Diablo a signal to keep Satan occupied.
I
Satan
put both
fell
middle
asleep.
fingers at him.
Satan fell asleep. So apparently Ron is just really boring.
Yes.
I took the iPod. I was about to walk outside. Professor Sinister ran in. She was wearing a gothic black mini dress, I don't fucking care, with depressing black stripes. Yes, it is depressing black stripes, but anything would be depressing in this universe. White and black stripped tights and red Converse shoes. She dresses like a fucking blind clown.
Uh-huh.
She was wearing lots of black linen. Oh my fucking god, where's Drago? How did Snap get back here? I thought he was in Azerbaijan, I asked sadly. Ebony, I was so worried about you, but I know you can't fucking die because you're a vampire. Snape came back because that girl Brittany freed him. I never liked her. She was a bad student.
Brittany suddenly has a purpose to be an asshole, which I don't blame her when she's been treated like shit this entire story.
Brittany's my hero. Go Brittany.
Yeah, Brittany forever! Yay, Brittany!
Travolta said reassuredly. Did she also free Hagrid and Lupin? I shouted angrily. I hated Brittany because she was a fucking prep. Yes, we've established this. You're an
Good!
asshole.
I hope Brittany kicks your ass.
I hope she does too. Yes, they are on the loose at this school. Dumbledore is back. Cornelia is on his way to help everyone. Tell everyone you see to lock themselves in their conman room, Trevelry said worriedly. Okay, but where's Draco? How come he was doing it with Snap? I don't know why, but I know he almost tried to commit suicide after he saw you almost kill herself, she said. Well, here's an idea. Maybe he was doing it with Snap because they had a thing. Maybe because he found him sexually attractive. Maybe. I don't know.
Perhaps.
Take a wild guess here. OMG, that's terrible, I gasped. Why is it? Satan was still asleep, so he couldn't tell what was going on. Thank you for bringing us up to date on Satan still being asleep. We kind of can assume that unless you tell us otherwise, unless you say he's not asleep anymore. Then I said, listen, everyone, I have something impotent to do. In her, everyone stay. With that, I ran out. I guess everyone probably thought you were having an episode. Good luck, Tara. Tara, everyone cried. I ran sexily down the Starris into the Great Hall, while the portraits around looked at me scaredly. There was hardly anyone else in the stairs.
I don't think they would be in the stairs. They'd probably be dead if they were in the stairs.
Well, and even if you meant like in the stairwells or on the stairs, when do people hang out in stairwells at Hogwarts? When do people hang out in stairwells, period?
You'd be surprised at my school.
Probably. There was an atmosphere of horror. On the way, I saw Brittany laughing on the stairs, which you have just established. Nobody was on the stairs. She was wearing a slutty pink shirt with flowers on it, a blue jeans skirt, Abercrombie and pink stilettos. They don't sell stilettos. She looked just like a combination of those fucking preps, Hilary Duff and Lindsay Lohan, who are not preps. Thank you very much.
I don't think Brittany is dressed like a slut. I think it's the other way around.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's not the one here dressing like a slut. And I have no problem with sluts. If you want to have sex, have sex. Have sex with lots of people. Have sex indiscriminately if you want to. I don't care if you're dressed like one. I don't care if you don't. But when you are trying to accuse someone in a way that you use the word to mean something offensive, and like you're using it to insult them, that makes you the asshole, not them. It doesn't matter if they're a slut, but if you are calling them a slut to insult them, you are being the asshole. This is such a long chapter.
It's almost over.
Oh, no.
It's almost over. Pat you on the back. It's okay. It'll be okay.
You fucking bitch, I shouted angrily, yes, thereby echoing the sentiment of everybody who's reading this. No, you're totally a bitch. Now Voldemort will, totally kill you, she laughed.
Yay!
If only! Crucius I shouted, selectively pontificating my black wand, and she started screaming because she was being tortured, and I laughed sadistically. Yes, sadistically. That's pretty good. That's pretty accurate. Also, Crucius, or Crucio, as you called it earlier in the story, is a forbidden curse that you are never supposed to do on anyone for any reason. No, help me, please, Brittany screamed terrifiedly. I put up my middle finger at her.
Because I'm a bitch.
God, what an asshole. In her hand, I saw the video camera Snape and Lumpin had used to take the video of me. I put the tape of Voldemort doing it with Hedwig onto it. How did you fucking do that? Because you had it on a fucking iPod. Then I continued to round down the stairs with the camera. When I had reached the Great Hall, I saw Vampire Potter. OMG Vampira, I yielded.
So he's now a girl.
This happened before, too. This isn't the first time this has happened.
Nope.
We hugged each other happily.
Oh, well, he does have a giant boob, too, just like Draco does.
Maybe they took the time to hug each other's bosoms, I guess. I don't know. He looked at me with his gothic red eyes and spiky black hair. Around them were black eyeliner and eyeshadow, which is apparently a new product from Apple. Around his eyes and his hair.
Yes.
That's an interesting hairstyle. He was wearing a black leather Jackson, leather pants, a Panic at the Disco concert shirt. Apparently she likes Panic at the Disco now. It's shifted, and his black Congress shoes. I think she means Converse, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Probably. He looked more like Joel from Good Charlotte than ever. Did you hear the song Da River? It rocks.
Yes, it does, but it has no relevance here.
I was so worried you died, moaned Vampire. I know, but I'm a vampire, lol. When I woke up, I was back in 1980, so anyway, I brought Voldemort from when he was young with me.
And Harry doesn't give two shits about that.
Where's Draco? I asked spuriously. I don't think you know what spurious actually means.
Also, why does that have to be a separate paragraph?
Oh, well. Draco? You mean that fucking poser who betrayed you? Vampire snarkled with anger in his sexy voice. Oh, but we have to find him. You're an asshole! You're an asshole! You're an asshole! Drown yourself! I said Smarty!
I'd eat some Smarties.
I'll do it then.
I wish I had Halloween candy. I would love to have a skull pulp right here and now. Like, I want some cherry skull pulp or strawberry. I think it was cherry and grape. But anyway.
I'd love to pop her skull out of it. Never mind. I'll do it then, Harry said angstily. Okay, I agreed.
Wait, what? Where's Draco? That fucking poser who betrayed you. I know, but we have to find him. I'll do it then. Do what? She just asked you where Draco was.
Suddenly, all the lights in the room went out, and then the dork mark appeared. The dork mark? Oh, that's that thing that Snape
Dark
had.
mark, yes.
That's the thing that Snape had on his wiener.
Yes.
Oh my fucking Satan, Harry shouted. I think Voldemort has arrived.
Well, no shit, considering the dork marks right there.
I said anxiously. Fuck, I have to go find Draco. I guess we should separate. Okay, Vampire said, diaperating. Well, at least it's not pooping everywhere. I mean, it may be the right option for them. Sadly, I ran into the Great Hall.
Chapter 43. Almost done! Author's note. I think after this, I will have about 2 or 3 more chapters, thanks to all my reviewers not das Flamers. If you flammed this story, then you suck 1111. If you flammed, then fuck you 111. Whole bunch of X's, 666, whole bunch of X's. I walked sexily into the great hall. It was empty except for one person. Draco was there. He sat there in deadly...
Wait, she was already in the Great Hall.
Yeah.
They were already in the Great Hall, and the light had gone out. He was just sitting there, and they didn't know. Apparently, they just didn't notice he was sitting right there.
I guess. So, okay. Sadly, I ran into the Great Hall, and then she walked into the Great Hall. Draco was there. He sat there in deadly bloom in his black 666 t-shirt and his black baggy pants. He had slit his wrists one. I felt mad at him for having sex with Snape, but I felt sorry for him. He looked just like Gerard Way with his red eyes and his pale white face.
Gerard Way does not have red eyes.
No. Draco, are you okay? I asked. No, I'm not okay. I'm not okay, he screamed depressedly.
Well.
I thought of the MCR song, which is why you put that in there. And I got even more depressed because that song always makes me cry. I gave him a pot cigarette and he started to smoke it. Let's not try to stop the bleeding of his slit wrists or anything.
Yeah, you go in and you see someone who slit their wrist and you ask them if they're okay. Yeah, sure, I'm fine. That's why I'm bleeding out my life's blood through my hands.
Oh,
I'm
Draco.
fine. I just like to do this for a lark every now and then.
Yeah. Oh, Draco, why did you do it with that fucking bastard Snape? I asked tearfully. Draco began to say, but suddenly Lupin and Mr. Norris appeared into the room. They didn't see us.
Honestly, if he did it with someone, don't call them a fucking bastard. Obviously, there was something there. Like, be a little more sensitive. Oh, well, I forget who I'm talking to.
Yes. I'm so glad me and Snape were freed, said Lupin. Damn. This job would be great if it wasn't for the fucking students, Mr. Norris agreed. Pop addendum 111, I yelled it angrily, pointing my wand at them. No one, Lupin shouted as chains came on him. Mr. Norris ran away.
I would run away too if there were ejaculating chains coming in with someone. I didn't know what that spell did, but now I do, and it's very disturbing.
Mm-hmm. You fucking perv, I said, laughing with depths of evil and depressedness in my voice.
Depressedness, I'm not sure, but evil I'll give you.
Now you have to tell us where Voldemort is, or I'm going to torture you. I don't know where he is, 1111, said Lupin. Suddenly, Satan and Vampire ran into the room. Vampire didn't know who Satan was really. Well, I imagine he wouldn't. Oh, my Satan, we were so worried about you guys, one Vampire said. I looked sexily at Draco with his gothic red eyes and contacts, black t-shirt that said 666 on it, and pale skin like Gerard Way. You established this. Vampire with his sexy black hair and red eyes just like Frank Eero, and Satan who looked just like Brandon Uri then. I don't even know who these people are.
I have no idea.
I selectively took the caramel from my pocket.
You still got that?
Yes. And then I began Frenching Draco sexily. Lupin gasped.
Because this is what you do when the whole world is going to hell around you. You
Yes.
French some dude. That's great. What a great heroine. I admire so much.
Well, she has to have her meal before she dies. She has to have her bread and a very nice French meal and dessert, and then she can get killed.
I wish.
Draco began to take all of his clothes off, and I could see his white sex-pack.
It's not funny. It wasn't funny
No.
the first time. It's not funny now.
Or clever.
No, it's not clever.
Then Vampire took his own clothes off too, for some reason. We all began making out together sexily.
Which is what you do in this situation. You'd have a threesome. That's a great idea.
I took off my black leather bra, my black lace thong, and the rest of my clothes.
Oh, not your clothes? I'm surprised.
Uh-huh. Everyone took their Glocks out. Except for me. I'm a girl.
Everybody has guns at this place. And what does being a girl have to do with that?
Well, apparently Glock is a metaphor for penis.
Yeah, I think she means cock, but she's not clever enough to really know that.
No. Oh, me Satan, Draco, I screamed as he put his harness in my thingy. Then he did the same thing to Harry. I began making out with Satan and he joined in. OMSG 111, cried Vampire. Oh, Vampire, Vampire, I screamed. Oh, Satan, yelled Harry in pleasure. Lupin watched in shock. We, as in P, we took turns doing torture curses on him 'cause we were all sadists. Suddenly, a big black car that said 666 on the license plate flew straight through the windows and Snap was in it. 1-1.
Now, the part we've all been waiting for. The final fucking chapter of this worthless turd. Chapter 44. Author's note. Well, I have nothing to say, but everyone stop glamming, okay? If any goofy people are reading this new rock, OMG, I still can't wait for the movie. Tom Fleeton is so hot, lol. I hope Harry will become gothic, cause me friend told me he is really emo in this book. OMFG, I'm leaving W pretty soon, can't wait. This will probably be the last chapter until I come back. Don't make it anytime soon, darling.
Well, it's been since 2007 or 8, so.
Good. Thank goodness for small miracles. That's me car, shouted Draco angrily. But suddenly it was revealed who was in the car. It was Snape!
Which we said last chapter.
Yes. Well, we said Snap, but close enough. It seems to be interchangeable.
Mm-hmm.
I shall free you, Lupin. But first you must help me kill these idiotic dunderheads, he said cruelly from the car, as it flew circumcising above us. Ebony Darkness Dementia Raven Way must be killed. I know she just cut and pasted that from the first chapter.
Yeah.
I know she did. Den the Dork Lord shall never die.
Oh, I hope so, because let's make sure she dies.
You fucking prep, yelled Draco. Then he looked at me sadly. I forgot to tell you, Ebony. Snape made me do it with him. I didn't really have sex him, but he's a rapist. What?
He's a rapist.
Either you did or you didn't. We all put our clothes on quickly, except Satan. We were so scarred. I guess that's why you put your clothes on quickly. But Satan didn't change. Instead, he changed. Okay, let me just read that again. But Satan didn't change. Instead, he changed into a man with grand eyes, no nose, a grey robe, and white skin.
Voldemort doesn't have grand eyes. He has red eyes, I thought.
He had changed into Voldemort. Well, this is why. It's Voldemort. One of the many team of the Power Rangers of slightly similarly named.
I guess.
I knew who thou were all along. He cackled evilly and sarcastically at me. Now I shall kill thee all. Thunder came in the room. No pulls don't kill us, pleaded Vampire. Suddenly Willow, Bloody Mary, Diablo, Ginny, Dracula, Fred and Gorge, Hagrid, McGonagall. Wait, is that spelled right?
I think so.
I think it is. Dumbledore, Sirius, and Lucian all ran in. What is the meaning of this? Dumbledore asked all angrily, and Voldemort looked away because Dumbledore is the only wizard he is scared of. He did a spell, and suddenly his broomstick came to him sexily. I don't even want to know. I don't want to know. Voldemort flew above the roof evilly on his broomstick. Oh my goth, Slugborn gasped. Get it, 'cause I'm goth, fuck you. The Dark Lord shall kill all of you. Then you must submit to him. You kind of... No. If he kills you, how are you going to submit to him? How is that going to work here? Snape ejaculated menacingly. Well, that makes sense. You fucking preppy, I'm not going to say that word, Sirius shouted angrily. I know a 4-letter word for dirt. Cruciatus. What? What? What is that even supposed to mean? How is that... Screamed Harry, but the sparks from his wand only hit Draco's car. It fell down, Snap quickly crawled out of it and picked up the video camera. Oh my fucking god! I cried, because the video of me in the bathroom, the video of me dong it with Draco, and the video of Satan doing it with If You Kill Me, then these videos will be shown to everyone in the skull. Then you can be just like that gothic girl Paris Hilton, he laughed meanly.
She's not goth.
She's not even remotely gothic. If anything, she's a prep.
Yep.
No, I screamed. FYI, I have the picture of you doing it with Lupin.
I love how this whole thing is on the same tape. Like, what does it matter? Now that everything's going to hell anyway, but you're trying to blackmail people.
Shut up, Lumpkin roared. Foolish ignoramuses. Wow, that's pretty amazing. I didn't think she'd know a word like that. Foolish ignoramuses, yielded Voldemort from his broomstick. Thou shalt all die soon. In
the
meaning,
color.
Yeah, thou shalt all change your clothes, I guess. As much as people ejaculate and defecate around here, I'm not surprised they change colours on their... Think again, you fucking muggle poser, Harry yelled. Why would Harry ever say that?
Because this isn't Harry, this is a body snatcher.
And then he and Diablo and Naval both took out black guns. Well, they did have their clocks out earlier, apparently they're black. But Voldemort took out his own one. You guys are in a Latin stand-of. Not quite. Close. Close. I shouted despairingly. Acco Neville's wand, cried Voldemort, and suddenly Neville's wand was in his hands. Neville's wind was in his hands. I don't even want to know. Yeah. Neville, no, you'll kill us all. Now I
and then they were dead. The end.
If only. Oh, now I shall kill thee all, and Ebony, you will die. He made, as in a female manservant, lighting come all over the place. Save us, Ebony, Dumbledore cried. Why would he cry to her to be saved? She's already said he's the only wizard that what's-his-face is actually...
Yeah.
I cried sexily. I just wanted to go to the common room and slip my wrist with me friends. I wish you would. Well, we watched Shark Attack 3 and Saw 2 and do it with Draco. But I knew I had to do something more impotent. How appropriate. Abracadabra, I shooted. The end.
Yay!
And since that wasn't actually what she probably meant to do, we can just think that, in fact, he did kill her.
Yes.
And it was horrible. And she suffered quite a lot. The end.
Yay. So, what did you think of that story?
I don't think there's enough time to talk about what I felt about it.
Well, try to make a little bit of time, or try to summarize it. Did you at least like it? Did you hate it? Were you okay with it?
Okay, I'm going to try and put my words into the most concise way I know.
Okay.
Okay. Fuck you! Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you!
Directed to me or the story?
The story.
Okay. Well, I figured maybe you were directing it at me because I love this story.
No. I'm directing the story.
And I was basically making you read it. I think, as someone who knows the story like the back of my hand, pretty much memorized everything that's going to happen because that's how much I read it. Reading it is much different than listening to other people read it and make fun of this story. It was a lot more challenging than I thought it, taxing on the mind than I thought it would be. But I'm not as bad off as I would have been had I came into the story totally blind.
As I did.
Yes. And so I think because I had so much fun with Cloud 8745's reading, it's just why I look back on this story fondly. Because I just remember, like, when I first listened to it and I couldn't even read along. Because that's how, I'm just like, no, I can't. I'm just going to listen to them. And if I can make sense out of what's going on, I can. And just over time, it was just so fun and so funny. I'm like, I want to do this. I want to suffer through it and look back on it and maybe make some other person happy at my suffering.
Well, that's what we do best, actually. That's really kind of what we do.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
And it's not always fun exactly to read these stories, but I do.
I love that. It's such wonderful understatement. It's not always fun to read these stories.
Because some of these are really bad, or they make my head hurt really bad, and we can't really take breaks exactly while in the middle of a story. It doesn't, in between chapters is okay, but sometimes these are just really grating on the mind.
Yeah.
And,
sometimes, too, by the time you get into it, especially if it's such a long story, it's a sort of, it wears away at you like a creek on a mountain. You know? It'll cut a tunnel through you before you know it, and then it'll be like a canyon or something. It's just very trying sometimes, and I have fun doing it. I actually have a lot of fun going back and listening to what we did, because it's always a nice time. Like, it's always nice to look back on that and look at the fun we had and laughs we had. And it's usually much funnier because I can stop it any time.
Yeah, and then also, I'm not experiencing that pain anymore. I've already lived it, and I can move on.
Yeah. Yeah, but when we're in the moment, sometimes it's just like, oh, it's here, we're experiencing the pain now, the pain.
So, I realize now, though it's something I should have thought of before we even began the story, is I was trying to explain to you how wonderful and glorious the story was, and I'm not meaning that like in a sarcastic way. But again, it goes back to the fact that I'm biased because I had was listening to such a fun, hilarious reading of it. You know, I was having such a good time, and I shared it with my mother, and I shared it with my brother, and uh, and you and I'm trying to put that love and experience and the such with you, but listening to somebody read, listening to that reading and reading it ourselves is very different.
Yes, it is.
And and so I don't know what I was thinking and thinking that once we do this, you'll love it just as much as I do. Because I even told him, I'm like, I hope he really likes it. Because My Immortal was awesome for how
I,
terrible it was.
I think it's one of those things where it's in a way it's enjoyable for the experience of being doing that with someone that's like a friend, like you and I going through this together was it. I'm sure it brought us closer together because we suffered together. I don't i don't i don't really see it as a great story. I probably will never go back to it ever again, but that doesn't mean I wouldn't want to hear rather someone else's reading of it, because that might well be funny, because I think it's something that is so bad that people can put a lot into, because it's so bad and it has just enough of it that you can do a lot with it, because it's not like that one that we read that I forgot what it was called, but it was barely legible even. And I mean, some of those, it's just like you can't do much with it because
Hmm.
you can hardly even read it.
Yeah.
You can hardly even
Was that the
figure
one
out.
we read on stream?
That may have been. That may have
Because
been. I think we
that
did.
was a Pokemon story.
Yeah, because I think we did one earlier though. That was just. It was very
Well,
dodgy.
Laura was a little difficult, but you could sort of follow along with Laura.
And then Laura. And then Laura. Best ending ever.
Yes.
No,
Um,
I did enjoy it, even though there were parts that really infuriated me. But yeah, it was enjoyably horrible. But by no means do I love it. I think the author should be slapped still. I do not care whether she wrote it as a joke or seriously, because seriously, that is some shit right there.
um, I do care if it's a troll fic or not because, as I said in an earlier, much earlier, uh, I want to meet this person because this story came out about 2007, and it's just all the everything you would ever see in a bad fic at that time. It's just pulled together in this massive mastery of fuck.
Yeah, it's a
And
massive clusterfuck, all right.
it's just I'm like this is perfect. This is the perfect bad fic. It makes you angry, it makes you sad, it makes you cry, it makes you laugh. You wish all the characters would just die. You even have a hacker chapter, which
Well,
is probably really the author herself.
it sort of does kind of make you do all those things, but not for any of the right reasons. So
And I mean, I understand for people who just absolutely hate the story, but as a writer, I just have to marvel at the fact that we took all these horrible things that have ever been in fan fiction and put them together in such a masterful way. I know that it sounds like I'm bullshitting and I'm just lying to you, but seriously, I'm just like some of these jokes are just so perfectly timed, and I really would like to meet this person or people that were able to put this together because this is an amazing writing for a troll, just a troll fic. Like this hits every single thing that you would ever read in a bad fan fiction perfectly.
Well, have fun when you meet them, because I better not come along. I will kill someone.
Well, I don't think you should kill anybody. Maybe punch them in the face. Don't actually kill people. That's bad.
I don't know. I'll think about it.
Okay. Please don't kill them. I admire them. I look up to them for their shitty.
You don't even know if they wrote it intentionally badly or not. This could have been a huge accident.
Granted, that's true, but I don't know. I see nothing but evidence leaning to that this was 100% trollfic.
Well,
whether it really was or not, we shall never know, but God bless you, troll. Whoever Terra Gillespie really was, God
I hope
bless
she's
you.
writhing in hell. In hell with prep costumes all over. Nothing but prep clothing.
And preps all around.
Like, oh my god.
Totally. That's more like Valley Girl. Could you consider Valley Girls as preps?
Yeah, you can, because the Valley is very upscale. But yes, I would have written a different ending. But, honestly, we can really write our own ending because it ended so openly. So, I mean, if we wanted to, we could say that Brittany came back and beat the crap out of Inobi. Just beat her again and again by punching her in the face. And yeah, that would be a rewarding ending. I like it.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I think so.
So, in the end, I still love this story despite its length and difficulty to get through on my own, without our own dramatic reading or a dramatic reading by somebody else. And I recommend every dramatic reading on the internet. My personal favorites will be listed in the description for you to enjoy and watch and listen to.
But for the love of God, don't read this by yourself. Don't read it alone.
Yeah, I'd really recommend that unless you want to do something like a dramatic reading, which there are already a ton for My Immortal, don't get a friend or somebody. Suffer with somebody else, because this is hard enough to read with somebody for a dramatic reading. And maybe have some aspirin in case you get a headache, and also remember to, because this is pretty long fic, maybe you only read so many chapters and take a break, and then come back to it and read so many chapters and then take another break.
Yeah, and I mean, I would almost say, oh yeah, have some booze or something, to relax you. No, because you will probably drink way too much.
There is a drinking game to this. I don't encourage it because
you'll have alcohol poisoning within
maybe if you're going to read some bad fan fiction, switch it up with like some other people do. Like get you some Coca-Cola or Mello or Pepsi or something, and order a pizza, and then when your pizza arrives, for every time something stupid happens or whatever, take a drink of Coke.
You almost said take a shit, didn't you? You almost said take a shit.
No, I was going to say take a shot. And then I changed it to take a shot of Coke. And then I'm like, maybe I should rephrase that. So I stopped and said it again. Or buy the pizza or nachos or whatever you decide to eat. Don't actually drink heavily with this story. That's bad. I'm sure it would make it for a hilarious reading. You being drunk off your ass. But don't actually do that, because I don't want you to die. Or go to the hospital.
Yeah, I think if the drinking game was drink every time something stupid happens, you would be completely out of anything to drink.
Let me see if I can actually find it, because there was, like, an actual, My Immortal drinking game. So somebody had actually went to the trouble of highlighting the different colors like all the different places of where you're supposed to take a shot and how many shots you're supposed to take. Here we are. I can post this also in the description for anyone who dares to follow through this, because this is the entire story highlighted with like different colors when you're supposed to drink.
I'm not looking at that right now.
No, no, I don't.
Not even looking at that right now.
Well, you can look at it when I post it. I think I'll make an amendment in the first video and add this in so people can look at it if they want. Um, but any final thoughts?
Nothing I think could be quoted.
Okay. Uh, I still like this story. It was a lot different reading it without, providing my own commentary with Hushicho than I thought it would be. I mean, I knew it would be difficult, but I didn't think, but I thought it'd be so much easier because I already knew what was coming, mostly, because I remembered pretty much like 98% of the story. Um, and I'll recommend every reading I find probably to everybody else who's wanting to like different iterations of readings for My Immortal. And if I ever meet the person or people who wrote this, I will gladly shake your hands, unless you were writing a genuine fic, and then I think maybe I'll punch you in the face and be very disappointed.
Whereas I will probably punch you in the face either way.
So let us know what you thought. Don't be afraid of leaving comments. And continue watching the channel for more readings in the future. I don't know what we'll be doing next, but we'll pick something probably in the Pokemon genre, and
hopefully much, much briefer.
Yeah, and we'll probably have a third guest. Yay!
Yay!
And that's really all I can think to say. I'm Caleb.
And I'm Hushicho.
And thank you for listening to Bad Fanfiction Theater. Bye!
We suffer for your pleasure.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.